You know, there's a lot of talk about the pressure on football referees, but what about the melting pot of world snooker, the aptly named Crucible Theatre here in Sheffield, where with the practice tables behind me, you don't see referees at the practice tables very often. I'm with one of the very top referees in snooker, Jan Verhaas. It's great for you to take time out to chat to us. Got to ask, first of all, are you a football fan?
I am, yes. I watch football. I used to be season ticket holder at Feyenoord Rotterdam. Obviously I'm too busy now to hold my season card, but I do see them as much as I can.
And as a Dutch referee in snooker here, and we're used to seeing you at the Crucible and in many other top tournaments around the world, do you ever find it strange that we're not seeing foreign football referees in our game in the Premier League?
Well, I think, you know, every league has its own referees. I mean, in Holland we had a test for a season where we used Belgian referees, and Dutch referees used to go to the Belgian league. But I think it was only one season that we did it, and I don't really have any idea why it stopped.
Perhaps it just didn't work.
Possibly, yeah.
But it's become an international game, football as it is,
yeah,
as snooker is. You're on the circuit all the way around the world. And the very top leagues, the Premier League being advertised as the best in world football, should it look to a bigger pool of match officials, do you think? Is there an argument for that?
I think there is an argument for that. I mean, but what I find in the Premier League, the referees they let play go on a little bit more than, for instance, they do in the Dutch league. And the Dutch league is more about rules and regulations than the way the British referees handle their games. But yeah, I mean, it's always great to see foreign referees, but I think the logistics of it will be very difficult.
Do you think that more laissez-faire, liberal attitude improves our game, makes our game a better product for that?
Yeah, there's more football all of a sudden, you know. They don't blow the whistle for everything, which I think in Dutch football they sometimes do too much.
What do you think is the standard of refereeing at the moment?
Football refereeing, you mean? Yeah.
Let's do that first. Ask you the difficult
well, very good. I mean, like, you know, I'm a snooker referee, and I would never want to be a football referee because the stick the referees get is enormous, and I admire them, every single one of them. You know, that referees top football. It's very difficult, and there's always arguments. There's always something to say about the referees, but I think they're doing a great job, to be honest.
You talk about the stick, the abuse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Particularly in the days of social media now.
Yeah.
Do snooker referees get none of that?
Very rarely. I mean, we are a gentleman's game. We all do our jobs good, you know, especially at the top level. We always choose the finest referees. We do every now and again get some stick. I mean, like you said, social media is a big channel to receive it on. But from players or managers or anybody who's involved in snooker, it's quite a good game to be involved in.
It's very rare that you get any confrontation. I mean, it's not unknown.
No, absolutely, yeah. But I mean, the players, they're all very professional, and they know that we're under pressure there as well, and we can only call what we see. So.
Similarity between the two, although there's a total difference in the pace and the ambience of the two sports, is positioning, I would have thought.
Positioning is everything for snooker. I mean, snooker players, they don't want anything in their eye line, basically, than just the balls. And it's sometimes difficult with cameras that they see in their eye line, but for a referee, the discipline is to always be behind the eye line of a player.
And is invisible, if you can.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same really, a little bit as in football, I suppose, but in snooker, the best referees are never to be seen, really.
I was going to say that the position's important so that you can see any fouls, but in snooker, the players call the foul on themselves, don't they?
Yeah, there's most of the time, if they make a foul and they know it, then they will call it on themselves. It's a very sportsmanship like game, and but obviously there's also fouls that they don't see if there's a ball just under their arm or their vest, or You know, it's a near simultaneous hit, and that's where the referee is there for.
You get a little bit of help from technology too these days, don't you, with television and the replacement of the...
Yeah, a very big help, to be honest. But again, it's only at the major events where we have the system. So, you know, I'm also involved in coaching referees all over the world, and I always hammer on that discipline to not just rely on the fact that if there is a Hawkeye or some technology there, you have to also do your job when you're on an outside table and not on a TV table when there isn't that system.
How do you do it? You need a photographic memory.
Yeah, it's just all about concentration, really. I mean, if you concentrate on all the right things, and once you've already looked at certain shots and the pack of reds, then it's kind of in your head. I mean, if more than 3-4 balls move, you have no chance, to be honest. But the cue ball on its own should never really be a problem if you're concentrated.
Yeah. Do you have to practice the art of snooker refereeing?
No, we don't really practice, but I do preach it to so many referees all over Europe and Asia. It's very important that they learn the right things. The most important years of snooker referee are his first years. Yeah. Because you don't want them to learn bad habits, because once they have bad habits, it's very difficult to get that out of their system. Yeah. So I do teach them the discipline in, for instance, positioning and concentration is very important.
Right. And one overlap and similarity between the football referee and the snooker referee, you're an event manager as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, you're aware that you've got an event here that's not only got a live audience, but it's going out to millions of people.
Yeah.
How conscious are you of that? And as well as in football, man management
yeah,
is involved.
It's very important. Obviously, we all know the importance of the World Championships and all the major events. But it's also very important to treat every tournament just as it is, and because if you make it too important to yourself, then all of a sudden your discipline of concentration might fade a little bit. You know that there's cameras, and especially here in the Crucible, you've seen it, the cameras are so close to you. Yeah. So you know there's cameras, you know there's social media everywhere. You've just got to be professional and concentrated, and that is the basic rule for not making mistakes.
Yeah, you have some big characters out there to, I don't know if the word control is the right word, but obviously over the years, Jimmy White, I don't know if you were involved during the Alex Higgins era.
Yeah.
Alex Higgins, Ronnie O'Sullivan's a big box office draw. You know, are there difficult times?
They do put a little bit of extra pressure on you. By all means, I mean, Ronnie, he is box office. You know, you're always in a capacity crowd, full arena, a lot of live TV. So yeah, you know there's a little bit more pressure on the matches with, for instance, Ronnie. In the early years with Alex Higgins, there was an awful amount of pressure on you because all of a sudden you couldn't do your job. As a snooker referee, he was also a bit of a school teacher, policeman. Yeah. Yeah, it all adds to the environment, I suppose. Yeah,
there was one memorable incident with Ronnie. I think he was compiling a 147. This will be in 2010, I believe. And he got to the pink and checked or realised there wasn't actually a prize, was there, for doing a 147. Yeah. And he shook hands with his opponent. I forget who was his opponent?
Mark King.
Mark King.
Yeah.
And was about to walk off, but that's where you intervened.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy situation about that was that he asked me after potting one black if there was a prize for the 147, and there was just confusion because I couldn't believe it. Why ask me after one black? You know, put so much pressure on himself to make it. So I had a good 6-7 minutes to find. I knew he was going to walk away without potting the black, so I had a good 6-7 minutes to think that it wasn't right for the fans. I mean, I spoke to guys from Spain before the match. They came all the way to see Ronnie play, so that little bit of entertainment, I want to take that away from the crowd, and I just asked him to do it for the fans, and he banged it in 100 mile an hour.
He obliged. Yeah. First time a referee's really played a shot in a 147 break. Jan, it's great to talk to you.
Lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Cheers.